Welcome back, Takovich. How you doing, Maxwell?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. We got a lot to talk about. It's been a couple minutes since we chatted about baseball on the pod. So let me start my timer here. Yeah, man. It's we got busy and it's all right. We're back and yeah, lots to talk about. Baseball's back though. That's the important thing, man. Baseball's back. Our Mets look like dog shit. The Yankees look fucking awesome, red hot.
Yeah,
Juan Soto is as advertised for if you're a Yankee fan, if not better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let me ask this: if I had told you that the Pirates would get out, Pirates and Tigers would get 2 red hot starts, what would you expect? Or would you say I'm on drugs?
Honestly, I don't think it's that crazy.
That's what happened. I mean,
like people are just used to them being bad recently,
right?
But teams they both have been getting these top 10 picks year in year out, basically.
Right, they're the reasons that the lottery has been changed.
Yeah, basically. So yeah.
If only the A's can follow suit and figure out how to turn top 10 picks into promising talent. Although they did draft a great quarterback in the top 10.
They did. This is true.
But yeah, I mean, Yanks, Pirates, Tigers, hot starts for all 3 of those teams. Yankees swept Houston in Houston, the opening series in a 4-game series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pittsburgh started out 5-0, 6-0, I think. Right, I think it was 6-0.
I believe is it 5-0 or 6-0?
I know they were 5-0.
I know for a fact that they were 5-0. I'm not sure,
and that was the first time since I think 1983. They were 5-0.
Yeah.
So it's been a while.
Whatever they are now, 9-2 is the first time that they've been that since 1992.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Listen, we said in our central preview, the Pirates aren't a team that's gonna let you walk over them this year. They might cause some problems.
They are not terrible. I'll tell you that much. But you know what is?
Yeah, God, I was say that.
Fucking Marlins, dude. Jeez.
Dude, so bad.
Jeez Louise.
Let me ask you this: what's worse, the Marlins or the Fanatics jerseys? What's worse?
That's tough. Overall, I guess Fanatics, but they just look cheap, dude. They look like so little league travel uniforms. That's really what they look like. Whereas the Marlins have
dog shit.
1 win. They're 1-10.
Can't wait to watch them today.
That is an under 100 winning percentage. Under 100. You know how
even the White Sox are better.
Yeah,
they're horrible too.
The White
Sox, they're worse than expected too.
The White Sox are probably the worst team in baseball.
Probably the worst run organization. Yeah, outside of the A's,
they're coming up. They're coming up. I like Chris Getz. I like what he's doing.
Yeah, they got a lot in the rebuild. I mean, listen. Opening weekend was a great time. We had 2 benches clearing incidents.
Yeah.
We had a rookie manager get suspended for a game before he got his first win. And Carlos Mendoza. The Mets look like shit, by the way. Don't know if I mentioned that before.
They're hitting.
Yeah, their offense looks Monday they broke out a little bit. Sorry, Brandon Nimmo broke out. Nimmo broke out.
But they were all right with against the Reds. Just the first 2 series at home. Milwaukee destroyed them. Always their kryptonite. So you got to expect them to lose that series regardless.
Yeah.
And then Detroit playing hot. Their offense looks good and their pitching looks great. So, I mean, it's a little different.
Great closer in kid Jason Foley.
Yeah, shout out.
Great
shout out Long Island.
I was actually talking to someone.
Where's he from?
He's from Mepham. Yeah. I was talking to someone at work who
Mepham Pirates.
Mepham district. He goes, yeah, he wasn't really anything, and it wasn't that good in high school. And I go, that explains why we didn't remember him. But yeah, shout out to Jason Foley. Hoskins McNeil.
Yeah.
We're going to touch on that because it's been overblown by everyone. John Boy's rent was due, so he had to.
Yeah, had we recorded last week, we probably would have had a maybe more of a video breakdown and more video to it. But
what are your thoughts on that, real quick?
Maybe a little over exaggeration from Jeff. Granted, it has, and Pete had the receipts. It has happened to Jeff on 5 other separate occasions.
Right.
Just Hoskins alone.
Right.
Where he's done the same kind of thing. Lifting that spike a little too much. He knows what he's doing. And
he learned from Utley.
The big thing is, sure. But the big thing is Hoskins is a grade A piece of pussy. He is a pink little pussy. That is what he is. 100%. You had Jeff McNeil, all of maybe 6 foot 180, yelling in your face as you're on the ground.
Literally, yeah. Oh, dude.
Screaming in your face. You get up, you run away, you have 10 teammates now in between you. Now you turn around, wah, wah. You're a pussy. You didn't do anything. You didn't do anything there. You're doing it now when you have the fence and teammates in between you. You're a pink pussy. That's it.
And realistically, if
get him a pussy hat.
If you defended Rhys Hoskins, either you're a Phillies fan or you just are a massive, massive loser. Anyway, that being said, speaking of massive losers, actually we talked about the Marlins already. And then in Tampa, it was Jose Caballero, new to the Rays, and Genesis Cabrera. Bench is cleared there. I really am not sure what happened there still. I've watched the video a few times in the last week or so. I don't know what happened that got Cabrera so
I watched it
irate.
one time, but I'll give it to Cabrera. Got balls. He did something, unlike Rhys Hoskins.
Right. He actually, yeah, he went after him.
Yeah.
So it's just yelling in his face.
Yeah.
So a little excitement,
hey.
But and then for the second 2.5 times we got Milwaukee. Fuck
yeah.
And then I wrote down 2.5 times because the bench is kind of cleared when Johan Ramirez threw behind Hoskins.
Yeah. Okay.
And oddly enough, this all happens the weekend before Terry Collins on his podcast has Tom Hallion to talk about the Ass of the Jackpot video. A very similar situation.
I love that clip. That's probably my all-time favorite baseball clip. That's like not game-wise.
So, and I watched Terry Collins show. I'll tell you this real quick. I ended up watching it, and no disrespect to Terry, but the way that podcast is set up is not great.
Yeah.
But it apparently every home plate umpire is mic'd up on every game.
Yes. Since I want to say 2010.
Whatever it may be.
Around there. It's been like 15 years.
But that footage of the game gets destroyed, erased, and deleted, whatever various way they want to do it, immediately after the game ends.
Oh, really?
That's the protocol.
I didn't know that part. I did know that they're always mic'd up, though.
So this video comes out 2 years after the fact.
Yes.
And, Terry's retired down in Florida. Tom Hallion was actually umping a game in Seattle when the video came out.
Oh, really?
And he was like, what do you guys want? They came out and their phones are blowing up. And it's like, well, what do we do about this? So they never got an apology from the league because the league still doesn't know who did it. Someone saved the footage. Nobody knows who. And released it 2 years later.
What a legend. God bless whoever did that.
Whoever, tip of the cap. But yeah. I mean, so yeah, little interesting connection there. And, according to Terry, Noah Syndergaard said that his next start against the Dodgers, he goes, so do you want me to hit him? Which was game 5 when it's like, no, we need you to win this one. So If you get a chance to watch it, I definitely recommend it. It's about 15-20 minute conversation.
Oh, short.
It's very short. Yeah, it's like in the middle of the podcast episode.
Okay.
The one thing that wasn't asked that I do want to know about. Remember how Tom Hallion says, "You know how I feel about the whole situation. I want to know how he felt." That wasn't asked. I really do want to know.
I mean,
I want to assume he's on the side of the Mets on this one, but
as is everybody who's not a Phillies or Dodgers fan. I mean, nobody could possibly, if you're a sane-minded individual and you're not a Chase Utley butt sniffer. Then,
and I find it interesting how we're slowly picking the Mets kryptonite to become our rivals because it was the Phillies. Okay, we'll put them in the rival bucket. Dodgers, everyone hates Dodgers. Put them in the rival bucket. Brewers, kryptonite. Put them in the rival bucket. Slowly but surely, the Braves will go next. Well, the Braves were 22.
Yeah.
We can leave them in there, but yeah. So interesting stuff there. The Astros, dude. The Astros threw another no hitter, and he almost had a second one. So Ronel Blanco started his season off 15 hitless innings.
Yes.
That's absurd.
Yep.
It's absurd.
Mm-hmm.
It's the earliest no hitter by calendar date on April 1st.
Ever?
It was the earliest ever by calendar date in regular season, April 1st.
Yeah.
It was his 8th career start.
Yes.
I think he had thrown only like 58 innings or something like that.
Yeah, a lot of them in the bullpen too. And obviously he was not slated to start in the rotation. I mean, the Astros have, when healthy, one of the deepest rotations in baseball.
And clearly it's deeper than we even thought. So shout out to Ronel Blanco.
He's on his Linsanity run.
Oh, he really is.
Happy for him. I mean,
so is Sketch, but you know. The other thing that was in our little summary here, how does Angel Hernandez still have a job? Is he worse than the White Sox? Is he worse than the Marlins? I think so. It's getting really, really pathetic.
It's not even getting. It's been, but like, that's the thing, right? Like, Angel is obviously not good at his job,
and he owns it too.
What's keeping them from not having him call games? And
I think it's the lawsuit that he brought against them about the playoffs.
Who cares? I mean, he's not
settled, by the way.
But here's the thing, though, right? Year in, year out, he's actually one of the most consistent. He's consistently terrible.
I was going to say, consistent doesn't mean he's good at his job.
But
listen, when I worked at Fastenal, I was consistent. I wasn't good at my job, but I was consistent.
All right, we got to blur that one out. But yes. No, I mean,
over a year. It's fine.
He's
I joke about it all the time.
He's consistent, which I personally prefer and respect. I'd rather you be consistent, unless it's like really outrageous, which sometimes his shit is.
Which he is. I was about to say,
a lot of times I see him at like a 97% consistency rate, and I'm like, holy shit. But then the accuracy is like 82. I'm like, oh God. So,
but it's consistently 80%. So you know you're getting about 80% of the calls right.
So yeah, I mean,
it's so bad, dude.
You have to remember though that like I don't even know how many umpires there are. There has to be at least 60 though, obviously. So these are we'll just say there's 120
two crews in the replay review.
Yeah, we'll say there's 120 on on call, whatever, for a major league season. These are the 120 best officiators in officials in all of fucking baseball,
119.
So
Angel's not in the top 120. Even if it's less than 120 at the major league level, he's not in the top 120.
I'm sure it is. That's why I said 120. But yeah, I don't know. But
and the sad part is he's like a super nice guy from everything I've seen.
Yeah.
So like I feel bad shitting on him religiously, but he's so bad at his job.
He does seem like a nice guy, honestly.
Yeah.
So
who's not a nice guy though? I know you want me to go through this real quick because you're so sick of me blowing up your phone about it.
No.
John Fisher
It is bullshit.
He's still an asshole. Let's start with wristband gate. Yes, wristband gate is a thing. It's not confirmed. Obviously, you're not going to confirm that you're sending a player down because he wore a wrist.
I'm ready to debunk it. By the way.
Oh yeah. Oh,
yeah.
All right, great. So wristband gate in a nutshell. Esther Ruiz, who hit 429 in the opening series and had a 1232 OPS, and also led the league in stolen bases last year. So it's a rookie record for steals, I believe it was in the AL.
Yes.
Last year was sent down last week, and the theory is he was wearing a wristband that said "Last Dive Bar," which, for those of you who don't know, the Last Dive Bar is a organization that is trying to keep the A's in Oakland, which is essentially futile now.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that in a minute. He led the league in stolen bases, and he started out red hot in the opening series. They sent him down. Mark Kotze says to get more regular at bats. Not really sure, why not do it at the major league level and show you can hit, but regardless. So people have linked it to the wristband because he and Brent Rooker are the only two who are still on the in the organization who have worn Last Dive Bar bracelets and been photographed about it. And Brent Rooker was benched actually at one point this year, I believe, early on. Mm-hmm. And Brent Rooker was the only Oakland player with 30 home runs in 2023, and he was also their only All-Star.
Yep.
People are linking this to the wristbands now. Again, it is an outrageous accusation, but if there is a team petty enough to do it, it would be the Oakland Athletics.
I do agree with that, obviously.
And if there's a team that would be petty enough to not even hide it, it would be the Oakland Athletics,
especially
and John Fisher.
Cavill.
Oh, fuck him.
That's how you say it, right?
Dave Cavill, yeah.
Yeah. Where's he from?
And who cares? Hell.
I thought he was from
Satan's
like around here.
Local? Oh, please no. I'll look it up.
Look it up.
But I want to try and find the other thing. And now again, this all comes out a couple of days before a memo that was found in the Oakland Coliseum by one of the 3,000 fans or whatever, however many there were. But it basically said for the camera operators to avoid anyone wearing anything that says Oakland, because they are completely cutting ties with Oakland, it seems.
Like the banners and like don't show the banners, and I know they last year with with that reverse boycott thing and the chants. I know on their local network they were like cutting the sound, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and on the whoever I don't remember who it was that was playing away, but their broadcast was catching it, and it
was the Angels.
Was it the Angels? Yeah, it was because it was Wayne.
Yeah,
it was Wayne. By the way, dude, did you?
That's another thing. That's the
Yep. Oh man.
Yep. So here, I found the memo.
Yeah.
Stadium fun fact: what current franchise was the first baseball team established in the major league in the MLB? Sorry, that's what it says. The MLB. Customer service, engage with customers, direct them online if we do not have what they are looking for. Keep everything neat, clean, and organized. Okay. Listen, for the first three, that's pretty standard.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4 for customer service. I understand the fan base may be upset with the team, but do what we can to make their experience with us a positive one. Okay. Self-aware. Problem 1. Product. If you see anything that says, quote, rooted in Oakland, it must be taken down immediately. Try not to highlight product that focuses on the name Oakland. When it's now under the next heading, new jerseys. Only the white jerseys are the new ones. Please take down your old white jerseys. You can keep them in your back stock if space allows, but only offer them if someone asks for it. All other jerseys can remain as we don't have the new ones in yet. Again, just another bad look for Fanatics. Gate closure. Here we go. Gate closure. Attendance is under 5,000 for the game. First off, you're a major league team. Your attendance should not be under 5,000 on any given day. The team will be closing Seagate. Then the fun part began. Attendance, 3,500. Sales goals, 36,000. Still not doing gift cards And then on the bottom, Drew is here all week. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out. I want to talk to Drew right now. I don't know who Drew is, but I want to talk to Drew.
Someone's got to know Drew.
Drew's got to know stuff. So this is all in the memo found in the Coliseum, which went viral right before the news that the A's are going to Sacramento. But you wanted to debunk wristband gate.
Yeah.
What do you got?
You also the thing that you said that Kotze said. You also missed the part where he also talked about the fielding, the defense.
I think I missed that one.
Yeah, probably because you probably saw it on Twitter, right? I saw the same.
Yeah, I was trying to find the full video of his interviews.
I saw it on MLB Network, and he said that it was also about defense. Now, Esteury Ruiz had, I think it was 4 chances over the first week of the season, right? Or first,
first series.
He played 6 games.
It was first series.
It was just first series.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. Anyway, so then through 3 games, he had 4 fly balls. He played left field. He had 4 fly balls that were over 90% chance of being caught, and he didn't. He didn't catch them.
The A's led the league with 13 errors in the first 4 games. Yeah,
like despicable.
It's
like
product on the field's horrible.
I get he's hitting great, but if you can't catch something that is 90, over 90%. I mean, there was one that was literally a fly ball, 98% catch probability, and he did not catch it. His breaks, his jumps, his reaction time is so insanely bad that his speed can't even make up for it.
That's bad.
That's bad.
Okay.
So
listen, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Now,
but again,
like, and Brent Rooker was benched one time. It was a scheduled bench day.
Oh, they did those too? They went to the Aaron Boone School of Management?
Yeah, every team does it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But I do agree 100% that if there is a team that would do this, it is 100% the Athletics. And, well, I shouldn't say the Athletics because it's not the Athletics. It is John Fisher and Dave Cavill. It's those two. And I'm sure it's not even anybody below them. I'm sure a lot of people probably don't like what they do, but you can't say anything.
I'm going to just put it this way. It's like 1930s Germany. Everyone underneath Hitler was just following orders. That's what the rest of the A's front office is really doing. If you step out of line, listen, the way John Fisher's been operating with this whole Vegas thing, you're probably not going to get another job in baseball. I don't know what kind of power he has in this league.
A lot.
But if you go against John Fisher and Dave Cavill right now, Dave Cavill is, by the way, his puppet, you may not get another job in baseball. So as extreme as that,
not worth it.
As extreme as this example is, and it's definitely, if we were a bigger podcast, that would go horribly wrong. This example, but it's reality.
Yeah,
it's really the best example. Now, should the A's front office be tried for war crimes? Maybe. But we know where it leads to, and he hasn't killed himself in a bunker yet. So, anyway, that's not even the worst of it, the wristband gate. Because, by the way, update on the Vegas situation. I don't know if you saw this. The Tropicana, which they're destroying. The demolition has to be pushed back until they remove the asbestos out of it. And there's a lot of asbestos.
Yeah, but they're
pushing that back.
That'll only take 2 months, maybe at most.
Either way, we're pushing.
No, I know it's a delay, but the A's are going to be in their new home.
Their new home, baby,
starting next year in Sacramento for the next 3 years at least, and that's probably a big reason why they have that option for the 2028 for the 4th year. They're going to be playing. The River Cats play there, right?
Yep. And then the Giants, by the way, Giants AAA team.
Yes.
And the one thing I read is that
they're still going to play there and just
hang on. They're going to play some games at Oracle Park. There's rumors that they may play games at the Coliseum. And then obviously when the A's are on the road, if they have a home game or the schedule allows it, they'll play games at home.
Wow.
So
I mean, good for them. They're going to get major league clubhouses.
Right? Yeah. But this is all reported. I don't know if there's any concrete idea yet. Because we're talking about John Fisher making an announcement and not everything really being signed off. I mean, Sacramento Ballpark has been upgraded in the past couple years to feature more modern amenities and all that stuff. But we don't know if it's completely a major league ready ballpark.
Yeah.
According to LOBPA standards, they said there's some work that still has to be done. And, so when it comes to the A's and John Fisher, some work needs to be done is always a big question mark.
Right.
I hate to say it. This is a 10,624 seat ballpark that can fit 14,014 people with the lawn seating and standing room only. It is, by all means, it's a very nice ballpark aesthetically, like just to the eyes, very easy on the eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially for a minor league park, very pretty.
Very, very pretty park. That being said, it's a minor league park still.
Yes.
And apparently the city of Oakland offered John Fisher a deal which included, it was a massive win for Oakland, don't get me wrong. And it would be a public relations win for John Fisher to keep the team in Oakland, even for the near future, among other things for him, right? There were opt-outs, and then there were ways where he would, spend too much money on this situation, and as long as he kept things in Oakland, like the, colors and all that stuff. This is all reported. I think the guy who I've been following along is Casey Pratt from the ABC affiliate out there. Yeah, he's done a fantastic job
with the with the whole thing back in
Vegas, the hearing and everything.
Yeah.
He's done a fantastic job, top to bottom. And the Sacramento Kings, the NBA, the owner has really spearheaded all of this. And the only one who really asked him the tough questions was Casey Pratt. And he asked him, he said, listen, there's no guarantee. Is there a guarantee from Major League Baseball that if and when the A's do go to Vegas, that Sacramento will continue to have a Major League Baseball team?
Yeah.
And the owner, his name is Vivek something, said, I'm not going to try to butcher it. He said, no, there was no guarantee from Major League Baseball. So either this guy doesn't believe that the A's are actually going to go to Vegas and they're going to be stuck in Sacramento, which by all accounts, it's very much a possibility for John Fisher.
Yeah.
Or he's using the A's as a test dummy for Major League Baseball to see if Sacramento's a viable option. Now, you and I have talked about this a bunch with expansion. Yeah. The West Coast is going to happen.
Most likely.
There's going to be an expansion either in Portland. I think Salt Lake City's now pushing hard.
Yes.
Or somewhere along the West Coast, right? Especially now with Vegas getting the A's.
Maybe.
Is Sacramento positioning themselves now to say, hey, look, we have a team now. Why would you get rid of it?
Yeah.
There's a lot here.
There's, yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, Rob Manfred, he will be commissioner through 2028, I believe, right?
I believe so. Yeah, this is his final
term. So
can't get rid of him fast enough.
Like, yes and no. Like, I know he's not amazing, but he works for the owners,
Yes. And he does a damn good job with them too. You can't lie at all about this one.
That's his job. He works for the owners. And I don't know. It's not great. But
yeah. The other thing that John Fisher is so out of touch, by the way.
Well,
he when he was talking to the crowd that gathered for the announcement to Sacramento, he said, and I'm trying to find the full quote here. I know I had it somewhere, but it was essentially, here it is. John Fisher basically said, It's the most intimate ballpark in Major League Baseball. Not in Major League Baseball yet. Can't wait to watch guys like guys that are on our team and other teams, like guys like Aaron Judge and other superstars of the game hit home runs here.
Mhm.
Bro, you don't know a single player who can hit a home run on your team? You're just going to name drop Aaron Judge? You're not even try to hype up the fact that your organization is playing here? It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, really bad. I mean, he only said one name. At why Aaron Judge, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, watch LB's top stars like Aaron Judge.
Like, if you're going to pick somebody, I don't know why he picked Aaron Judge, but
probably the least problematic star.
Yeah.
The most universally liked player.
Yeah.
Trying to draw that San Francisco crowd. It's just an arson judge.
That's true. And he's local. He's local to there, actually.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Maybe. Listen, that's just a PR ploy. Which makes me hate it even more, honestly.
Yeah. PR, dude. All anything is right now.
And here's the other thing with this.
It's all about money.
Yeah. The other thing is that the A's are not going to have a city attached to their team for those 3 years.
They're just going to be the A's.
The A's or the Athletics. Now, the Last Dive Bar actually went ahead and got the trademark for the Las Vegas Athletics, by the way. So, going to be very interesting to see what happens there. I'm assuming they're going to go by the Vegas A's.
It could be anything. Have you ever seen Jay Kuda? He did
I love his tweets.
What every team's like legal name is.
I didn't see that one actually.
It was a while ago. I have it saved on my phone. So I think I might have deleted it, but if I have it, I'll look for it and I'll send it to you.
Sounds good.
Most teams don't like most teams aren't like the Las Vegas Athletics, the New York Yankees. Like most teams aren't.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gotta love legal. Legal department's working overtime with this one.
Nope.
So yeah, thoughts on this shit show. And keep in mind, the A's have turned their comments and replies and everything off.
Cowards.
Since last offseason.
Yeah.
I know I kind of dominated that discussion point. Do you have anything you want to add at all to this other than fuck John Fisher?
No, I mean, it's just, it's not great. It's bad for obviously Oakland and their team, their fan base. And it's run by an idiot, a guy who's obviously clearly just a greedy son of a bitch. And he couldn't care less about winning. He strictly just cares about money. He doesn't care about the product. He doesn't give a shit about the fans. He doesn't give a shit about the players. And by the way, I've said this before, but Oakland Coliseum used to be a beautiful, beautiful place.
Gorgeous. Oh.
And what they did to it with Mount Davis is a travesty. They should have never let the Raiders play there. They should have just kept it the way it was.
It's a gorgeous ballpark. Gorgeous view too. Oh
yeah. So that's what I get.
I'll be at the Yankee game Tuesday, April 9th today.
Oh yeah.
Wearing my Oakland A's jersey and my A's hat.
You might get a beer thrown at you like that kid in the wild card game. I hope you do. You kind of look like him.
I'll be in my A's gear, yelling "Sell the team," because believe it or not, A's fans.
Who are you going with?
I'm on your side here.
Who are you going with?
Klein and Azer. Yeah, so I'll let them have the fun with the Yankees. I'll have my chicken bucket and I'll be yelling "Sell the team."
There you go.
You see me there? Say hi.
Perfect.
We can yell "Sell the team" together. The other big topic early on is the rise of elbow and arm injuries in Major League Baseball as Spencer Strider has elbow damage. Was the official diagnosis as of right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Shane Bieber needs Tommy
good.
John.
Yep.
Yuri Perez needs Tommy John.
Yep.
It's And now
List
Framber
goes on and
Valdez
on.
with elbow soreness.
Yep.
So many guys.
Yeah.
With a rash of arm injuries. Let me ask you, what is your theory on this? Everyone's blaming the pitch clock, but I know you don't blame the pitch clock entirely.
No, the pitch clock is at most 10% of it. I mean, at most 10%. I think it's got a lot to do with it's got a lot to do with the lack of grip on the ball. It has a lot to do with the emergence and the push and desire of throwing hard. I mean, we never had this happen before, and I think it's also probably a mechanical issue, if I had to take a guess. But, I know the shoulder labrum, right? Most of the time that is just going to be wear and tear, it just happens over time. Where you wear it down and it starts shredding, it breaks. The UCL is not the same thing. It's not just a wear and tear thing. It's more, it does wear and tear, but that's what I think. I think it's mainly the lack of a grip on the ball along with the push of velocity. Those two. And I think Trevor Bauer is a big reason to blame for this, personally, honestly.
In what way?
He's the one who really brought the sticky stuff to the front fourth to the picture, right? He was so open about it and made the whole thing happen with Rob Manfred, to where basically they had their feud.
Oh yeah, that was his own shit show.
Yeah, but that's probably a big reason. Like, he was showing him up. He was showing him up as commissioner on the sticky shit, right? And that he could do it without getting caught. You can't do that. But now you're showing up the commissioner. He's gonna obviously have to crack down on this. Listen,
right, and it's all because of your big ass ego.
Exactly. For the 10 years prior, so from 2012 to last year, there was an average. There were 246. So an average of 24.6 pitchers that needed Tommy John each year. This year alone, on the injured list and projected, we have about 55. It might be more, and there might be more coming that we don't know about. These guys,
and by projected, you mean guys who are currently getting their elbows looked at.
Correct. Spencer Strider, Framber Valdez.
Who knows
just
who
those
else?
Two right now.
Right now. But who knows who else at this point? Yeah. I mean, you have Garrett Cole with his UCL damage.
We're 10 games into the season.
Yeah.
Or 11 games, whatever.
Insane.
It's insane. It really is. This is crazy.
And Justin Verlander made a great point. And
yes,
you can knock Verlander all you want if you're a Mets fan. Oh, he pitched hard, he sucks. Well, okay, fine. Yeah, he's an Astro. Fuck him.
A legend.
Great. Whatever. He's still one of the all-time greats. And if you look at how Verlander pitched, he didn't start out pumping 101. He was hitting 101 in the eighth after starting his game out at 93, 94.
Yes. He's smart.
He built his way up to make sure he can get through the lineup and attack hitters differently each time, which is the art of fucking pitching.
Yeah. And he's somebody who can do that too.
Mm-hmm.
Like
he said himself, he grew into his body over time and learned how to pitch to both without the velo and then with the velo. So he has both in his arsenal, which people don't do now.
Yeah. I mean, you go on Twitter and you see these, or TikTok, and you see these videos of these kids in these clinics and these
the radar
batting cage things. They have the radars. They're doing that stupid shit where they run and crow hop and they throw it into the net and they're like, oh shit, 110. It's like, yeah, you threw 110 out of hand. Like how fast do you actually throw without a crow hop? You know,
Right. What's the spin looking like on that? And how much run do you have ride and all that? Yeah.
And exactly. That's where I was going to go next. Like, that's really what matters. And that's the thing. I forgot who it was, but they were saying how they only threw like 92, 93. And they were having, they pitched great. They were like sub 3, like 3 years in a row. But they were only getting 1-year contracts with like invites to spring training because they weren't throwing, upper 90s, even though they had the pedigree and were proving
it's like Andrew
that they
Chafin
were pitching well.
Yeah,
maybe it was him.
I don't remember, but he doesn't throw hard. But
he's a lefty, though.
Well, yeah, he's also lefty.
You got to give a righty example if you want to do that.
Yeah, I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Jesse Chavez.
Shit. Jamie Moyer was on the Phillies World Series roster in 08 at fucking
48.
Yeah, he was also 100 years old. I mean, come on.
46.
Chucking 86 tops. But Verlander said it best though. It's like nowadays the idea of working through a lineup, attacking hitters differently, literally game planning for a lineup each time through. There's no incentives for A teams or B players to go deep in games to get through the lineup to do any of it. So and he talks with Scherzer about it a lot. What?
Yeah, the double hook rule.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Tie it to the DH. The more we talk about this, and listen, we talk about innings limits a lot. And, Yuri Perez guys, it limits his innings limited last year. Still needs Tommy John. He's still throwing 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, it honestly
max
has
effort
nothing to do
from
with
pitch 1 to pitch innings. 92.
I've said this a million times. I hate the innings limits. That's the stupidest shit ever. Like when we were little, it was not an innings limit, right?
It was a pitch count.
But it was pitch count. It was pitch limit. If you were in a tournament, I think under
130 was for a while. It was 130.
But you were marked, and then you couldn't pitch. You had a certain amount that you had over a 2-game span. And then
Little League World Series, it's always been, I think, 85?
85, yeah, for the 12U, yeah.
Yeah. These limits are in place, and why are we imposing more limits in different ways? It's crazy. Like I know New York State High School baseball did 130 the year after our friend Kyle Martin decided to was able to graduate because he threw 138, I think, in a playoff game. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but who cares?
For one game?
And he threw it in one game, 130.
No, I'm saying there's an inning limit for one game.
There's a pitch limit. 130 is one. I think it was.
Limit, that's what I mean. Yeah.
That's the last time I heard about it, but I don't know if it's true.
Gotcha.
If it's changed or anything.
Yeah.
But there's no incentives. The double hook rule, I think, is very interesting, and it will encourage teams to either develop pitching better or invest in pitching. So teams like the A's, hey, you got to have a payroll, put it into pitching.
Right.
Yeah.
It
essentially creates a cap floor by creating a higher demand for the pitching market, thus inflating the pitching market dollar wise. So it helps the economics of baseball as well. But I think the incentivization of it all, it makes sense. But again, even Verlander said he doesn't know how he would, if he had to come up in this generation of baseball, in this time period of baseball, he doesn't think he'd be able to play it.
Most people won't.
No.
Because, like I said, like we said, there's just so much incentive on throwing hard.
Right.
Hitting 100 miles an hour.
You can miss all the spots you want. You can be the wildest. You can be Rick Vaughn right in spring training. You're throwing 100, they're going to give you the longest leash possible.
Yep. And because
you're throwing 92 and you miss a spot by this much, you're done.
Because the theory is, he throws hard, we could fix the rest, which by no means is even remotely true. And it's crazy at the highest level.
It's harder than
it is, 100%.
Everything is clear, but we can fix his velo.
Yes. You could definitely teach velo. We've seen this. Bodies are obviously limited. Aroldis Chapman, the 108, whatever. And they say that's as fast as a human, or I think 110 is the fastest a human could possibly throw, according to physicists. But, there's got to be something. They got to do something. There has to be something.
it's ruining the product of the game. I mean, Shane Bieber was back on his Cy Young shit, and now he's on the IL.
Yep.
And he even said I finally fell back in love with pitching again. So especially guys like Shane Bieber. I mean, these are guys that you want to see out there. Yuri Perez, young superstar.
Shane Bieber was going to be a free agent at the end of the year too.
That's the other thing. This is very much a Brandon Woodruff situation.
Yep, exactly. He's going to have to re-sign
also
with
had
the team.
What, shoulder surgery?
He had shoulder, yeah.
But again, the human arm is not meant to do this. And Jeff Passan wrote a book back in 2016 that I still haven't finished yet. I want to be able to finish it soon, about the arm injuries and it's a plague. And that was back in 2016.
Yep.
Nowadays, it's gotten so much worse. So as I read this book, it's like, bro,
that's really why I think it has to do a lot to do with the velo.
Yeah. It's crazy. And Greg Maddux, who was a Hall of Fame pitcher, throwing 94 tops.
Dude. Well, Tom Glavine too. Tom Glavine, low 90s, lefty but starter, different. But
both of them 8 innings too.
But like Randy Johnson, 6'10", outlier. Pedro Martinez, perfect.
5'11", right?
5'11", flawless mechanics. He naturally threw in the upper 90s.
Right, because of the flawless mechanics.
Yeah. And but it's not like he relied on that. He was a good
And he wasn't
pitcher.
training for velo either.
Correct. That's the thing. Like, these kids nowadays are just all stupid. That shit where they're fucking standing around them with a crowd around the pitcher's mound.
Youth baseball is to blame for all of this. The youth baseball factory. It's really what it is.
No, it's Major Leagues that's pushing it.
Well,
trickles down.
That's what Verlander said. It's, the guys see it up here, they want to get to here. How do we get here? Velo.
Exactly. That's all it is.
College players, how do we get drafted? Velo. High school players, how do we get to D1? Velo.
It's true. Look at Ben Joyce. If he wasn't throwing 104 with, every
his
single
mechanics are all sorts of fucked.
Yeah, of course they are. But say he wasn't throwing that hard. You think he's getting drafted?
He's throwing 104 from the left side at a sidearm angle.
Nah, he's righty, Is
he righty? Maybe.
I think so.
I forgot.
But regardless, he not good mechanics. He's a slinger. Arm injury is inevitable. And
of course, you don't want that to happen.
It's with everybody right now.
Yeah, you don't want it to happen at all.
No.
But yeah, he's a righty. Okay, you're right. But at the end of the day, we're looking at pitchers now, and we're like, okay, this is nice. How long until he gets hurt?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Which is sad. It's really sad, and it's ruining the game of baseball.
Yep.
Because the pride on field suffers when, let's see, last year's Cy Young winner. We have last year's Cy Young winner in the AL on the IL because of an elbow injury. We have Shane Bieber, 2-time Cy Young winner on the IL with injury. Framber Valdez, a World Series champion who has a playoff pedigree, looking at IL time, potentially. Spencer Strider, who led the league in strikeouts, and really has become one of the better pitchers in baseball, despite my extreme disdain for him and his stupid mustache.
Disdain for him.
IL. Who else am I missing? I'm missing a bunch, like 50 other players, but
Sandy Alcantara.
Another one,
Jacob deGrom.
Scherzer's a back injury.
Scherzer's back, but
and deGrom is his own stubbornness, I believe. I firmly believe deGrom's his own
100%. We know about that in
but again, but it's an elbow. It's an elbow injury, and Jacob deGrom is when healthy, the best pitcher on the planet.
Yeah, he's
not on the field though, so it's hurting the product.
Exactly. That's exactly it. And now you have to rely on, these backups and these kids to come up. But now
they're throwing 100 miles an hour who have no control.
Yeah. And now they're at risk for getting hurt too. They're inevitably going to get hurt.
And especially with the options too. You'll throw these guys out there for 3 innings and then, back down to the minors. Like, you're not doing them eddies. They're just bodies to fill your roster. There's no development there. It hurts the development.
That's literally what they are. And dude, you look at it, you look at the year to year changes,
Yeah.
and it is obviously the velo.
I mean, you and I could do a
sticky
whole episode
stuff.
on this.
We
Yeah.
could, obviously. And this is the last thing I'm going to say. It's the velo, then the sticky stuff, but it's mainly the velo and the push of velo, and then sticky stuff, and then maybe
Pitch clock
the pitch
and
clock.
all the new rules.
I don't
The
buy
new
into
rules
the pitch
haven't made
clock.
it easier on pitchers at all.
That's more
But-
endurance, though, like for your body, you know. But like
but
these
again,
guys,
you're not getting,
most
these
of
guys
them
aren't
are
getting
fine.
through. These guys aren't getting through the lineup 2 or 3 times like they used to.
They haven't been. They haven't been for the past 10 years.
Yeah, it's sad.
When did Blake Snell come up?
Well, hang on, he barely gets to the first time.
No, but when did he come up? Because that's right around when this,
I think
when that
17,
methodology. Right? Nah, it has to be before that. He's born 92. It's got to be. I'm guessing 2015.
16. Came up at 16.
16. Okay, right in between us.
Went 5 innings in his debut.
Yeah, look at that. Classic Blake Snell. So that's right around there, 2015, 16, 17, which makes sense with the ball change too. But
Blake Snell's
those
average,
guys
162
not,
average, 177.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a lot higher than I expected, actually. I'm not going to lie to you.
Let's wrap this drawing up.
Yeah. So anyway, and we can talk so much about this. You know what? If you want a full episode on us talking about arm injuries and the sticky stuff, drop a comment. Let us know. Let us know your thoughts. Also, fuck MLB for not having a solution to this yet. Fuck John Fisher. Sell the team. Follow us on social media. You know where to find us at Take a Pitch on everything. He's Billy. I'm Max. Ipe's innocent. Peace.
It's Tito made.
Who the fuck is Dave?